Unexpected favor from Zverev to Alcaraz. The German was the strong favorite to advance in the tournament but faced a fearless and impressively solid Francisco Comesaña. The match began with a very tight first set, where Zverev managed to win 6-4, but everything changed in the second set. The Argentine secured a key break and took a 5-2 lead, capitalizing on his opponent's errors and maintaining his composure in crucial moments. Finally, he closed the set 6-3, leveling the match. In the third set, Comesaña continued to show his mental strength and went up 3-0. Zverev tried to respond, but the Argentine held his ground under pressure. In a spectacular point at 4-4, Comesaña returned a smash from Zverev that earned a standing ovation from the crowd. Minutes later, he sealed the victory, the most significant of his career. With this result, Zverev exits the tournament, leaving the ATP rankings unchanged in the battle with Carlos Alcaraz. Had the German progressed further, he could have gained valuable points and distanced himself from the Spaniard, who also fell in the quarterfinals in the Doha tournament. Alexander Mueller prevents an Argentinian sweep in the semifinals. In another major surprise, Frenchman Alexander Mueller pulled off an impressive victory over Francisco Cerundolo, dominating the match from start to finish. While Cerundolo, who had been in strong form leading into the match, started with early aggression, breaking Mueller's serve to take a 3-1 lead in the first set, Mueller's response was swift and clinical. He managed to find his rhythm and regain the break, leveling the score at 4-4. Then, in a critical turn of events, Mueller broke Cerundolo once more to secure the first set 7-5, showcasing his composure under pressure. The second set was a complete turnaround, as Mueller shifted into another gear, leaving Cerundolo with little to no chances. His aggressive baseline play, combined with pinpoint serving, overwhelmed the Argentine. Cerundolo couldn't find a way to break Mueller's momentum, and the Frenchman capitalized on every opportunity, wrapping up the match with a commanding 6-1 victory in just 76 minutes. This result was not just a personal triumph for Mueller but also a symbolic moment in the tournament, as it prevented Argentina from dominating the semifinals. With 4 Argentinians initially poised to make it to the Final Four, Mueller's victory ensured that Francisco Comesaña would be the country's sole representative in the title chase, adding another layer of intrigue to the competition. What's next in the semifinals? With these results, the ATP 500 Rio semifinals are set, promising excitement. Francisco Comesaña will look to continue his historic run against Alexander Mueller in what promises to be a thrilling duel. The other semifinal will feature the winners of the remaining quarterfinal matches, both vying for a spot in the tournament's grand final. The question remains, can Comesaña maintain his level and reach his first ATP 500 final, or will Mueller spring another surprise and advance? One thing is certain, this ATP Rio tournament has shown that in tennis, nothing is set in stone, and anything can happen. Jack Draper, a comeback that changes the landscape. The clash between Draper and Lehecka promised to be electrifying, but few expected the British player to stage such a comeback after a rough start. Lehecka, who had eliminated Carlos Alcaraz in the quarterfinals, seemed to have control of the match from the beginning, winning the first set 6-3. However, Draper delivered his best performance when he needed it most. In a thrilling second set, the Brit forced a decisive tiebreak, where he showed great maturity and mental toughness to win and level the match. The physical and mental toll on Lehecka became apparent in the third set, as he struggled to keep up, allowing Draper to close the match with a final 6-3. With this result, Draper not only advances to the final but also highlights the cost of Lehecka's effort against Alcaraz. The Spaniard, who arrived in Doha with good momentum following his Rotterdam title, was caught off guard by the Czech player, and now his elimination takes on even greater significance. His conqueror also fell in the next round. Carlos Alcaraz, overconfidence? Jiri Lehecka's elimination has also sparked debate about Carlos Alcaraz's current level. While the Spaniard is ranked number 3 in the world and recently won a title in Rotterdam, his inconsistency in crucial moments remains a concern. In Doha, he was among the favorites, but Lehecka's aggressive game left him unable to react in time. This scenario is reminiscent of the Australian Open, where Alcaraz failed to defeat an injured Djokovic and exited early. In this case, Lehecka seemed like an accessible opponent, but his subsequent loss to Draper raises questions about whether Alcaraz could have done more. Rublev, the rebirth of a warrior. On the other side of the draw, Andrei Rublev has proven that he remains one of the most dangerous players on tour. The Russian reached the final after a grueling battle against Felix Auger-Aliassime, in a match of extreme physical and mental intensity. With a scoreline of 5-7, 6-4, 7-6-5, Rublev returns to an ATP 500 final after a tough period in which he even questioned his confidence and level on the court. This result is a breath of fresh air for Rublev, who struggled in recent tournaments but now stands one step away from adding another title to his resume. However, he faces a confident Draper, who is emerging as a serious threat on the tour. An unmissable final, Draper vs Rublev. With these results, the ATP 500 Doha final presents a fascinating duel, Jack Draper's youth and hunger against Andrei Rublev's experience and power. Will the Brit pull off a major upset and claim his first ATP 500 title? Or will Rublev confirm his resurgence and regain confidence with a new trophy? What is clear is that this final promises to be a high-level spectacle, featuring two informed players with contrasting styles that could make for a thrilling showdown. Alcaraz and his irregularity, a persistent issue. There is no doubt that Carlos Alcaraz is one of the most talented players of his generation, but his biggest obstacle remains his inconsistency. In Doha, he had the perfect chance to shine in a tournament without Jannik Sinner, one of his main rivals. However, his loss to Lehecka highlighted areas for improvement. The match against the Czech was a reflection of his ups and downs. After losing the first set 3-6, Alcaraz responded well in the second, winning 6-3. But when he had the opportunity to close out the match in the third set, he let the advantage slip away, ultimately losing 4-6. This pattern has appeared in other tournaments, great wins followed by unexpected defeats. His next big challenge will be Indian Wells, a tournament where he defends the title and where all the top players, except Sinner, will be present. Last year, he arrived with doubts and ended up defeating Medvedev and Sinner in a spectacular performance. Can he replicate that feat this year? The Laver Cup, a boost for his confidence. One key moment in Alcaraz's past season was his participation in the Laver Cup. Although not an official ATP event, the team competition helped him regain confidence after a rough stretch on the tour. In his Laver Cup debut, Alcaraz lost in doubles alongside Alexander Zverev but later secured two crucial singles victories, closing the tournament with a win over Taylor Fritz. The experience was so positive that he didn't hesitate to confirm his participation in the 2025 edition, set to take place in San Francisco from September 19th to 21st. The 2025 Laver Cup is already shaping up to be an electrifying event, with the latest announcement adding even more firepower to Team Europe. On Thursday, Alexander Zverev was officially confirmed as the newest member of the squad, strengthening a team that already includes Carlos Alcaraz. The German star, currently ranked number 2 in the world, brings a wealth of experience and an impressive track record to the competition, making Team Europe an even more formidable force. Zverev has been a key figure in past editions of the Laver Cup, showcasing his ability to thrive in a team environment. His powerful baseline game, exceptional serve, and mental toughness have helped him secure crucial points for Europe in previous years. With multiple Masters 1000 titles and an Olympic gold medal to his name, the 26-year-old is widely regarded as one of the most consistent performers on tour. His addition to the team comes at a time when European tennis is experiencing a generational shift. With the likes of Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer having stepped away from the event, young stars like Alcaraz and Zverev are expected to take up the mantle and continue the legacy of European dominance in the Laver Cup. As anticipation builds for the tournament, fans are eager to see who else will join Team Europe. With Zverev and Alcaraz already on board, expectations are high for one of the strongest rosters in recent years. Team World, which won the title in 2022, will undoubtedly be looking to counter with a strong lineup of its own, setting the stage for an unforgettable showdown.